Welcome to Module 1, The Heart of a Leader. This module, Defining Reality and Vision, explores leadership lessons from Nehemiah, focusing on raising transformational leaders worldwide. Leadership begins in the tension between realities, what is and what could be. Transformational leaders refuse to accept the gap between a broken present reality and God's intended future. Great leadership starts in the heart before any action is taken. Transformation starts with a broken heart, not a whiteboard. Nehemiah's experience of the brutal facts led to a leadership awakening. A leadership burden is an inner conviction that something must change, and you feel personally responsible for responding. The anatomy of a leadership awakening moves from sitting down to weeping, mourning, and finally, sustained fasting and prayer. A burden is a spiritual disturbance that moves you from passive observation to heavy responsibility. Raw data is refined into actionable vision through a funnel process, starting with awareness, moving to emotion and reflection, and culminating in vision. Vision is a clear picture of what should exist, a solution attached to a burden. Prayer is a structured foundation for leadership, not an escape from responsibility. Nehemiah's prayer included 4 pillars: worship, confession, promises, and request. Prayer and planning must coexist for leadership action. It's vital to diagnose your stance, interest versus burden. Interest is temporary and involves observation, while a burden is persistent, involves prayer and responsibility, and results in action. Leaders carry a burden, moving from passive observer to active leader. The principle of holy discontent states that God gives the burden before he gives the assignment. What breaks your heart is often the compass pointing toward your calling. Leaders like Moses, Jeremiah, and Paul were entrusted with a mission after their hearts were broken for something broken. Session 2 focuses on the art of the ask, moving from private preparation to the public crucible. After months of private preparation, Nehemiah had to declare his vision publicly, moving into the time for calculated courage. The calculated courage iceberg reveals months of preparation beneath the surface. Courage is taking action despite fear. The spontaneous ask and arrow prayer was effective only because it was backed by deep, persistent preparation. Pitching the vision requires a blueprint. The ask must be paired with strategy. It involves defining 3 things: clarity for travel, strategy for safe passage, and resources for construction. Present a well-thought-out plan, not just the problem. The leader is the bridge between burden and vision. This bridge is built on compassion, representing the burden, and competence, representing the strategy. Ultimate success comes from the true source, the favor of God. The blueprint exercise asks you to confront the broken walls by assessing your current reality. Define the area you feel called to influence, identify the brutal facts, and describe what breaks your heart the most, your holy discontent. Next, envision the rebuilt reality. Define your vision in the present tense, identify the key stakeholders who hold the timber and letters of transit, and draft your elevator pitch, outlining the problem, solution, and specific ask. Remember, you cannot fix what you refuse to face. Vision is merely a good idea until it becomes a burden. True leadership begins when you refuse to remain indifferent to brokenness.